Hey there. Welcome. Welcome to the Wednesday Word. I am your host of the Wednesday Word. My name is David Bradley, Senior Sales and Marketing Manager with Grant Cardone. Where should I put that? I'm just going to put that right over there. Okay. So, hey, what is happening every single Wednesday? I'm going to pop up and I'm going to deliver a different new word of the day. And this is a word that you probably already know, but maybe you haven't put any real thought into it, right? So let's put some real thought into some specific words that you can then use and then take with you into the next 7 days to make your life, to make your career even better. Okay, you ready? Here's this week's word. I'm going to give you a hint. You want to try and guess first? Lights, camera. That's right. This week's word is action. This is your life. It's time to take some action. So the first thing we're going to do is understand the word. What is the definition, the meaning of the word? Action can be defined as the fact or process of doing something, typically to achieve an aim. So remember that part, achieve an aim. Okay, now let's also, while we're here, let's look at the etymology of the word, because that's always fascinating me. Like, where did it come from? So in Latin, it's actus, it's an event, it's a thing, it's done. You go a little bit further back in Latin, there's another word called agere, which is to act, also means done. Okay, so what do we have a second ago? Typically to achieve an aim, and then done, finished. Okay, so the other thing that I like to refer back to for the word action is this classic Grant Cardone quote, which is action is the middle finger to doubt. So the first thing I'm going to deliver to you is anytime you have any doubt about doing something, you're far better off doing something than not doing something. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. And since we're defining action, let us talk about the kinds of action. Now, in this book here, Sell or Be Sold by, didn't mean to cover his name, Grant Cardone, product placement. Grant defines, as we get in towards the end of the book, the 4 kinds of action. Okay, there is the right action, the wrong action. We've done both, right? There's no action at all, which results in what? So what I just said, right? Action is the middle finger to doubt. So anytime you have some doubt about doing something, you're far better off doing something than doing nothing, because nothing produces nothing. Okay, then there is massive action. Now this is the one that Grant lives by. Now these are just the kinds of action. But now what are there degrees as well? Yes, there are. Let us fast forward 2 books to this, the 10X rule. Okay, this is about massive action. In fact, that chapter in Sell or Be Sold stimulated this book. You could write a whole book on taking massive levels of action. Now, in there, we discovered that there are 4 degrees of action. Okay, so it takes us back to step 3, which is do nothing, which produces nothing. Okay, then there's retreat. You actually go back, which requires energy and effort as much as going forward. Okay. Then there's normal levels of action, and then again there is take massive action. Which one of those do you think is the most dangerous? That's right. Number 3, normal levels of action. You will get in more trouble taking normal levels of action than any of the others. Okay. And so just to help drive all of this home, just to put sort of a icing on this cake, here's what I want you guys to do this week, tonight if you can, or today, is literally spend some quality time. I want you to think about a time where you know for a fact that you could have done more, but you made a conscious decision to not. So think about a time in your life where you didn't do enough and you know you could have, but you didn't. And once you have that time when it happened, right? I want you to really spend some more time on what was the cost of that? Like, what did that cost you? Not just in terms of dollars and cents, but like, what did that do to your psyche? When you know you could have done more, you didn't get the result, right? And you lost. What did that cost you? Not just in terms of money. What did that do to your spirit? What did that do to your psyche? Next thing we're going to do is I want you to think about a time where you were uncertain about doing something and you did it anyway. You went for it, right? You took the risk. You had some uncertainty. You had doubt. And you literally gave the doubt the proverbial middle finger and you went for it anyway, okay? Once you remember that, because we've all had it, right? Once you remember it, what did that do to your psyche? What did you gain from that? What was the commission from that behavior? Not just in terms of dollars and cents, again, but what did that do for you? So hopefully this week you have a goal. You have targets. You have things you are trying to achieve, things you are after, things you want to have, okay? What's your plan for that? Because if you're going to do it, then let's just go big, right? Let's just take some massive levels of action. Think about this. The 10X rule is not just about doing big, but it's about thinking bigger and then creating action to match the thought. All right, so here's the plan. Take your goal this week, whatever your target is, multiply it by 10 and go for that instead and see what happens. See how you feel. Because I promise you, if you go for that target that's way, way up here and you come in here, you're going to feel a lot better than if you took this itty bitty target and you beat it a little bit. Either way, I want to challenge you to beat your own target this week. Not just beat it though, but like crush it, smash it into itty bitty little pieces. Whatever your targets were, whatever your goals are, go bigger than what you thought. It's the old adage, right? Shoot for the moon, because even if you miss, you wind up in the stars. Have an awesome week. If there's anything I can do to help, feel free to give me a call. 310-777-0352. Fire off an email, david@grantcardone.com. Go big or go home.